Okay, this video is for Anna, some random cool chick up in Northeast. Well, I don't know if she's cool or not, but she owns a T1N van, and I think she lives out of it, so that makes her cool in my book. Okay, so her concern is that she's unsure of herself pulling the Serpentine belt out and checking the pulleys to see which one is problematic and causing the noise that she's hearing. I didn't really tell her everything, but there's a couple different things you have to do here. One thing you need to do is you need to remove this large hose on top here. It's going to give you better access to see things and grab things and touch things. They call it the elephant hose, I just learned recently, or the upper intercooler hose. It's actually quite simple. You take a screwdriver and you pry this up and take this clip off the top here, straight up and out, and then this will release out of here easily. And down here you usually have a metal cable clamp, some light here, so you just pull that off, and then this hose right here comes out nice and easy. Sorry, get my light back in there. And that's blocking your view and your reach to get down in here and see your pulleys and touch stuff and handle things. So best to get that out of your way and just put it back on the same way. Put the clamp on there, make sure it's nice and tight, and then seat this hose end back on here, and then put this metal clip back on right there. Pretty easy to do that. What you're going to need is a decent sized breaker bar. You said you had one, and a 17 millimeter 12-point socket. There's another torque socket that can go in there. I think it's a T60, but I found this one myself, and this is easier to find out there in the wild. So a 17 millimeter 60-point socket usually works. Now I think you can go in it from the top, but it's harder to see down there. I usually go in from the bottom to release that. There's a tensioner pulley, kind of a spring-loaded mechanism with a free spinning pulley on it. I don't know if I'll be able to show that to you here. It's right down right there. I don't know if you can see that. I can't see the screen on the camera right now, but it's right here. So what I prefer to do is go in from the bottom. I'm gonna try to show this to you. Okay, here's what everything looks like from the bottom here. I got a little leak right there. So here's your fan, and if you can see if we get some extra light right up in there. If you see that thing right in the center of the screen right there, that's the I'm not going to say bolt, but that's the fitting on the end of the tensioner you need to get the socket onto. So let me see if I can do this on camera. It's a little tricky. Take this, and I've now fitted this breaker bar with the little adapter and a socket on there. And the idea is that when you move that whole mechanism slides on the side and takes the tension off of your belt. When the tension's off the belt, if you look here just toward the driver's side is the AC compressor, which you probably have in your van. The easiest way to pull this off, because you're all right here, is to just take this and slide it off of here. When you slide it off, the entire thing gets loose, and you're going to feel a lot more tension on this tensioner spring. Try to pull the breaker bar back the other direction. It's not going to be stronger, it's just going to be a longer play. It's hard to describe, but just don't get your finger underneath of this when you pull it off. If you get your finger underneath it here and you let go of that breaker bar, you're smashing your finger. But it's pretty simple. I'm going to see if I can do this while holding the camera. So if I grab this, you'll see the belt. Can you see the belt flex there a little bit? Let me get a little closer. So belt flexes here. Let me try to, oh, I can't really do it from here. I need 3 hands. But you pull this direction, and you can see way up in there the actual tensioner mechanism moving, and it's flexing this belt loose everywhere. You can see the belt is really loose right now. To get it back on, what you'll do is you'll route the belt in the manner that I'll be in a diagram I'll send to you. It's all over the place. You can Google it, T1N Sprinter Serpentine belt diagram, and you'll see a picture of it right away. So you want to route the whole thing and leave this this side of the belt on the AC compressor off. So the whole thing will route, and this belt will kind of be cutting across here in the front of it when you don't have the tensioner pulled, and then get back under here and then pull this tensioner real loose here, and then you'll be able to slide this. You'll be able to slide it back on to the AC compressor nice and easy, and put it right in there. Again, don't put your finger underneath there, it's going to hurt quite a bit. So hopefully that helps. I'll send the diagram to you also, but it should be easy to find. And it's as easy as that. But get that breaker bar, get the right socket on there, and you'll be able to hook it on there nice and easy. Let's see if I can get a better view of this. Of course, it's too bright. But you see the socket on the breaker bar is just hooked on that piece right there on the tensioner. I'll just wiggle it off of here. And see, it just goes on right there. Just move it around, get it on there, and then you've got a good grip on the whole thing. And you can pull it nice and easy here and loosen that belt. You can see the belt flexing a little bit as I loosen it. But pull it way over. You probably don't have these lines right here. Or you might, I don't know, but they're not really common. But you might need to position this breaker bar further over this way or further this way, whichever way you can get a good motion on it. But it shouldn't have to move it more than about 6 to 8 inches, and pull it, and then pull this belt off. And the belt will flop on you. It'll pull up and out of the way, and the whole thing will be loose. And again, to put it back on, you just need to know the routing to make sure it's connected to all the pulleys up there, and you should be able to get it back on. But let me get back up the top here. Take this off before I start the engine with it on there. So once you have the belt off, there are 3 pulleys you want to check. The first is the pulley's actually attached to that tensioner. That's a free spinning pulley. Right down, there's a big disc here, and then here's your tensioner pulley. If I get down to there, I can't really see anything. Shoot. Your tensioner pulley's right there. It should freely spin. That's the most likely culprit. From what I hear online, it seems to be the first one to go bad, or the most likely one to go bad. It should spin quietly, all 3 of these pulleys I'm going to point out to you. If it spins with a little bit of noise, it's probably not that big, like a whirring noise is probably not that big a deal, but you should change it out eventually. But if it's clicking or grinding sounding, or is wobbling and not staying on track well, then that's hopefully the problem you've identified. There is another pulley. Let me kick this light out of the way. There are 2 other pulleys that are free spinning. One is right on top here. Right here. I don't know how well you can see this here. Right in here is a pulley. It should also be free spinning. It doesn't have, it might or might not have grooves in it, but it usually doesn't have walls on the side to hold the belt in. And it should also be free spinning. Same thing, if it's wobbling or has a problem in there, you want to change that one out. And hopefully that's the source of your one of these 2 pulleys, or this other one, are a source of your noise and your issue. The third free spinning or idler pulley is over here on this side. Kind of directly below where your oil dipstick is. let's see if I can, I can't really point to it. I'll get my hand over here. So it's this one right here. Is also free spinning. It's directly above your alternator, right below your oil dipstick, and beside your water pump pulley. It should also free spin nice and clean. So from what I understand, those two pulleys, the previous one and this one, I think are the exact same thing. It's just that this one here above the alternator below the oil dipstick it's got walls on the side of it and has the ribs in it. The other one doesn't, because it doesn't really need them. I don't know. But and it's possible that the pulley on the tensioner is also the same size, but I'm not positive of that. We can look it up and find out for certain. But the pulley you have from O'Reilly's is hopefully one of these two idler pulleys. And I think you can use one that has ribs and the balls on the side for the belt position holding for either one of them. I've seen online that says they're interchangeable, the parts, so hopefully that's the case. But yeah, check those three pulleys. I'm hoping that you find one that's just completely wonky and screwed up, and then there's your problem, and you can swap it out and get your belt back on and you'll be good to go. You do not want that belt snapping while you're driving, especially if you're far away from any kind of civilization or somebody that can help you right away or get you a quick tow. It can shred a lot of stuff down there, wires, fan blades, everything. So get that checked out and fixed as quick as you can, and hopefully you'll see this tomorrow and at least gives you a little bit of confidence and help in understanding how easy this is. And it is easy. A monkey could do it, like I said, but it'll take a long time to just get comfortable doing it. So give yourself some time. Hopefully get out of the rain and have some good light, and you can get in there and figure it out. Good luck, Anna.